Hello, it's Kerry from Mobilates. We're here for 30 minutes of really lovely movement, standing, seated, lying down. It's a bit of a mix of all of these, so it might be that you are going to be seated some of the time and then you're going to lie on a mat on the floor. It might be that you're going to sit on the edge of your bed and then your lying down bit can be on your bed. Just take the duvet off. Hope you're all keeping well. I know we are a mix here of like newbies, regulars, people who dip in and out. Everybody is welcome. I'm feeling so chilly. I wish it was just a little bit warmer, so I'll try and get you warmed up. We're going to move safely, gently, mindfully, and don't forget to give me a little hello. Let me know how you're doing, anything you want to ask, anything you want to tell me about, how things are with you. Just pop it in the chat and I'll try and see from my blurry eyes. I can see Jade. Hi, Jade. I don't know if you've been here before or said hello before. Welcome. I don't recognize your name, so maybe first time or maybe first time commenting. So lovely to have you here. Right, let's get a little bit warmer. So, legs comfortable distance apart. Just letting the arms swing gently. It's a bit like we're going for a walk, sort of on the spot, not really going anywhere. Let the legs bend a little bit till the feet come up and down. And if you're sitting in the chair, you can see my heels just come up and down. We're getting a bit of turn at the waist here. Head is going with the body. It's not doing anything extra. Oh, Jade, take it easy. Take it easy. So if you're super tired, small movements, and just see how it goes. The great thing about doing these classes from homes is if you want to have a little break, you can do. And if you want a cup of tea on the go, you know you can do. Is that Irene or is Jean? Hello, Jean. Just my eyes. I can't read the difference between Irene and Jean. Nice to have you, Jean. Oh, and who's that? Barbara, hello again. Nice to have you here. Right, we can let that get a little bit bigger. You can let your feet come off the floor if you want to, just a little bit, or just the heel. Just making it just a little bit bigger. I know if you're on the chair, you won't want to hit your arms on the back of the chair. So if your arms need to go a little bit outwards like that, it's fine. And then let it slow, right down. And then we're going to the feet. I'm going to step back just so you get a better view of my foot. And I'd like you to roll right around the edge of the foot. So I'm going to the side, back of the heel, the side again, top of the toes, just trying to roll. And then I'm going to go right into the front of my foot. If I show you from the side, you can see the bit I mean. Both ways. And then the other foot. And the reason I do these ones, I often do feet things, is because if we're going to do any sort of balance, even if it's a seated balance, you want as much sensation as your feet are going to give you. We'll go both ways. We're going right around the edge of the other foot. And sometimes, feet can be problematic. You might have neuropathy in your feet and just not have very good nerve sensation, or you may have a drop foot. Or just a foot that just doesn't communicate very well with you, especially colder weather, and it's just hard to get that feeling through from your foot. So anything we can do, and I'm just having a look there. Oh, I love how you're saying hello to each other, Jade, that's so nice. Anything that we can give a bit more sensation to the feet is good. So we go through these exercises to bring a bit of blood flow, maybe a bit more sensation. Right from here, with our new sensation in our feet, let's go into a pelvic tilt. So I've got my hands on my hip bones today. I'm going to stand so that I feel fairly tall and straight, but a bit of softness in my knees because it seems to help for this. Sitting tall, if you're sitting. And then I'm breathing in, sending that breath to my belly. And as I breathe out, feel the air going out, and I'm going to try and send my hip bones back a little, lengthening here. Feels like my bum is sort of dropping down towards the floor. That's right. That's a good feeling. And then I let it just bounce back to where it was, nice and slow. So it's quite a small movement. It's not this sort of thing. It's much, much smaller. So it's just this part of the back, the lumbar. So if you imagine these hip bones, they're just buttons that you're pressing towards the back of the room. That can help. Last one. And then give everything a little shake off. That's it. We give our hips a little wiggle from side to side. Oh, shake that off too. And then we're going to do shoulder rolls and let our legs move. Alternate shoulder rolls. So one side, then the other. You can see how the legs move and the waist moves. And so you get this sort of quite slinky movement, a little bit of turn at the waist, but nothing too much. Seated version. Just going to get my coordination. Lifting my heel on one side as I roll the shoulder back on the other. Oh, I've got my rhythm now. And then coming back towards the center. And we'll just give our shoulders a little shrug. So breathing in. They're coming up, not as far as you can go. Breathing out, melt them back and down. Oh, that's nice. Breathing in, bring them up. Breathing out, melting them back and down. I say back, it's just a little bit back. I'll show you from the side. Breathing in, coming up. You can see how mine are loving to come a little bit forwards there. So I'm just taking them a little bit back and down. And then we'll give everything a little shake again. Right, now back into the feet. We're just going to rock forwards and backwards. Arms, if you're standing, go out to the sides, and your feet can definitely be a little bit wider if it feels better. If you're seated, you're rocking your upper body straight. Rest your hands on your chest. Feeling the weight change and the tension change in your thighs as you come forwards, maybe in your feet as well. And then as you sit back, the thighs relax a little bit, not so much pressure through the feet. So just getting used to that. And then let go of the arms. We're going to just concentrate on the feet. So check that the feet are parallel. Comfortable hip distance. That's this hip, not this outer bit. It's these hip bones. Look back and look down rather and see a book between your feet is always a good way to do it. We're going to bring the heels up and down, up and down. Now, if you struggle with this for your toes, rock forwards and backwards. On your whole of your feet, you might find your toes come up a little bit. If you can bring your heels up and down, we'll do that. Ooh. And then we're going to send our fingers, little fingers back, and then arms out slightly for that heel raise, just for a bit of balance. So send them back when you're sitting or standing upright. Feel a little bit of opening here, and you might feel your shoulder blades getting close together, like you're trying to grab something between them. And then out to the sides, just softly to help you balance. Inhaling here, exhaling here. But to be honest, breathing at any time is good if you're getting confused with the breath. That's it. Last one. And then just let the body rotate, unwind and soften. If you're seated, you can also slide your hands on your thighs, real gentle waist twist. And then come back to the center. It's like a little soft reset. Right, now we're going to either, if we're standing, we're going to bend our knees and slide down the wall. It's an imaginary wall. And then we're going to stand up, push our hands forward like a stop sign, and pull our back ribs right across the shoulder blades backwards. So arms down, little knee bend, slide down the wall. Push away, exhale will help. Push those ribs backwards. If you're seated, similar. Rock forwards, push, Rock forwards as you're upright, push with that exhale. And you'll feel with that push, the belly sort of pulls backwards as well. It's like someone sort of sucking your body backwards here, and your belly goes, it comes back with you. So we're doing that little bend of our knees and sliding down the wall, and that push away. I'm inhaling, bending, exhaling, pushing away. Last one. And then let's go back to that very soft twist and unwind. Sliding if you're seated. And then we're going to go into a bit more rotation. So we'll widen the legs, and I'll show you the seated version first. I'm just going to move slightly away from the chest of drawers so I don't hit it. And then we're going to imagine that we've got a ball between our hands, and we're going to start making a big circle with the ball. So this is how it looks if you're seated, and you'll feel as you go a bit further, oh, your bum's coming away from the chair. That's okay, as long as it doesn't feel like you're going to fall off. If you're standing, legs are wide, and here's our ball. We can drop down low if you like, or you can keep your legs straight. And then change so you include the other direction. That's it. And let your head follow the ball. And then pause. We're going to take that ball and we're going to go in the sort of round this way. So it's parallel to the floor, drawing a circle. Now, when I do this, I have to move around a little bit more. So I'm going to send my bottom back. It's one of my favourite cues. Send your bum back a little bit. It's a bit like you're stirring something. If you're doing this seated, it looks like this. Oh, I love it seated. And then let's go the other way. And you come as far forward. I'm doing a really big circle. Could be a little circle. Could be more like this. And if you're standing, bend your legs and send your bum back, or don't bend your legs and send your bum back, just a little micro bend. But we're going in both directions, and then pause. Now we're going to go into a squat. We're already part of the way there. So you can, I've got my wider legs, feet are pointing outwards a little bit, send my bum back a little, and then forwards, backwards, forwards, arms as a counterbalance. So we could do that, and then we've hardly bent the knees. If you're okay bending your knees, even if it's a little bit, bend them a little bit. If you can go lower, bend them lower. If you are sitting in the chair, have your hands on your legs. And you can either use your hands to push yourself back up, then your arms are getting a bit of a workout, or you could have your hands still there, but not put the pressure through them. So I'm giving them a wiggle just to show you I'm not really touching them, I'm not really pressing. So now my back and my belly are having to do a bit more work. So if it feels that these areas are weak, you could use your arms instead. Or if these areas are sore and you don't want to use them, or if it feels like your arms need the extra, or you could just mix it up. So occasionally have your hands hovering, mine not even touching, I'll just lift them up. And the next one, put them down. Let's make this the next one, the last one. And then to finish off, bring the legs closer, and it's that little twisty flow again. Sliding your hands if you're seated. We can also swish our arms about, so now the standing and the seated start to look the same. So your arms are being full, sort of flying through the air if you're standing, but they could also do this swish. And then we're going to take it to roll downs. So bring your arms down by your sides. Legs, they can be slightly wider. They don't need to be super wide though. If you are sort of fairly happy with your back today and it's okay bending over, we can take our hands just on the inside of our legs so they're pressing, and My chin's going down. It's like I'm just rolling my head down my body, letting my back curve over, letting my arms slide down my legs. This is the seated version. Taking a breath when I'm as low as I want to be. And as I breathe out, pulling up from my belly, straightening myself up, perhaps putting in a shoulder roll. And if I was standing, so I'm standing, my chin, see the gap here, a bit like people like to say an orange under the chin, but I'm just looking ahead. I'll give my shoulders a roll. And then it's like a little dip or bow. And this orange sort of a little bit squashed under my chin. Now I'm going to roll my head down the body. Now at this point I could stop here and just dangle my arms. My shoulders, very nice if you've got problems going on with your shoulders. It's the most lovely sort of way to bring a bit of space into this joint. We could go a little bit further. I really like my head having a dangle. Now I'm pretty flexible. I know I can go way down to the floor, but you can also soften your legs. You don't need them straight. When you're ready, breath in, and then pushing with your legs if they need to straighten, and then using your belly muscles to help stack you up. Now you can also do a hinged version. I show this most weeks. This is good for osteopenia and osteoporosis because then you're not putting that weight through your spine. So straight back, send the bum back, rest your hands on the thighs, and we start from the low part of the back, the end of the spine, and start to tuck under or feel like you're pulling those hip bones back like we did at the start. And now start to stand and straighten and push yourself up. So we go into that little hip hinge, sending the bum back. Then we start to tuck under or send the hip bones back. That ripple spreads up to the shoulders, to the head, and we stand tall. Right, last one. And now make your way down to the floor, down to your mat or down to your bed. So I'm going to shift my things around, my little board with my clock on, move the chair around, grab a cushion. And now we're in what I think is always the favourite part, and that's the lying down section. So the first bit is to get everything where you want it to be, and then to get yourself comfortable. Take your time. I can never say that enough with this part. I don't want you to rush, especially getting yourself down and up off the floor. So just spend a bit of time having those wriggles. So I'm just checking that my eyes are looking at the ceiling. I've got a little cushion, which is really quite a flat one. It just gives me a little bit of support into my neck, which is sort of an area that's quite sensitive for me. I don't want my eyes looking behind me, and I don't want them looking over there sort of towards my knees, not until I direct them that way. If I'm resting, I just want my eyes to the ceiling. Any little wriggles that your hips need. And legs are bent. Right, the arms might go at the sides, just opening out, or they could go hands over your low belly. We're going to take a breath in. Now this one, not a belly breath, this one. I'd like you to try and fill up. I try and direct the breath in different places. We're going to stretch our ribs out. So I think I'd like your breath to go to your sides here, a bit like bellows, or my favourite is an accordion, opening outwards, but also towards the back of your bed or your mattress. So take a breath in and expand your ribs to the side and the back. And then blow that breath out through your mouth, through slightly pursed lips. And feel your belly deflate. Now, I don't go to the very end of deflating so that I just gently deflate. And then I think, right, I'm ready for the next one. Breath in, and as you blow that breath out, we're going to bring these hip bones this way towards us, pubic bone towards us, and as we do this, keep your bottom relaxed. Check it, just check it's got that wobble on it. Lots of wobble is great. We don't want that sort of grippy tension here. As you breathe in, these hip bones travel towards our thighs. And it feels like there's a little bit of space here. Might be a lot of space if you have a very curved back. It might be just a tiny bit. Breath in, breath out. Think of these hip bones going up towards us. Think of them going up towards your armpits. And then rocking forwards again. Last one. Hip bones are coming back. And then we'll relax down. And now I'd like you to take that same movement, and instead of this north-south sort of direction, imagine where a compass will go east to west. Easiest way I can say for this is, imagine you're trying to roll a bead of water off your belly. So we're going to lift one hip bone up and then come down. Lift this other side up like we're tipping water off us, down to this side, and then come down. And I'm trying to do this movement from the hip rather than, oh, my foot pressing. That's a different sort of move. So just trying to bring my hip up. These muscles here having to do the work. Last one each side. I feel like I'm going in that direction as well. So I'll sort that out. Let's put our hands now on our thighs and just have a little push and straighten out. So I'm going to adjust my cushion. That's it. So now I feel nice and long, eyes looking towards the ceiling. I hope you're feeling long too in the spine. So arms are here at the sides, and I've got the edge of my little fingers just pressing down slightly. And it almost might feel that you can tuck your shoulders in a little bit. Right, now we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, I'd like you to slowly take your arms back, thumbs are leading the way, but I don't want anything of your back to change off the floor. So I don't want that to happen. You can see that sudden popping up. Don't want that. So we take our arms back, not all the way, just back a bit. And now breathing in, we're going to take them the opposite way, down towards the floor, but not touching. And then when we run out of inhale, we'll exhale, taking them slowly back. Now you need a bit of tension on your belly and across down your front to stop that happening. Don't want that to happen. So sending your focus as you're doing your breath in and your arms go forwards to this line here, these muscles all across here, right here. Especially as you move these arms back. Breathing in, bringing them forwards. Next one, slightly different. I want you to bring a heel up on one foot. So you're now just resting on a toe on one foot. I'm doing it on this leg, my right. Take it back. Breathing in, bring them forwards. Bring that heel down. Now the other heel comes up. Arms come forward, heel comes down. That heel comes up. So we're right on the very tips of our toes. I feel like I'm on my big toe and maybe my second toe. Taking it back. Taking it forwards, and that foot goes down. Last one. Other foot, heel up, right to the tip of that big toe and the second toe. Arms back, keeping that back just exactly where it is. And then bring those arms down on that inhale. Foot down. Oh, excellent. Well done. It felt like a lot of work, didn't it? Even though it was tiny movements. So we'll have a little wriggle and we'll get ready for something else. We're going to start sliding a leg forwards and backwards. Now, I think as we do this, we'll do a little challenge. So let's have the arms up towards the ceiling. Slide your leg forwards and backwards. very light. In fact, could you hover your leg so it no longer touches the floor at any point? I'm not even putting my foot down. Now, as you're doing that, I'll breathe, by the way, as well. Don't forget that bit, that's important. Now, push your hands and that stop sign, press your back to the floor and do that as the leg goes away. Now, if your leg's getting a bit tired and it wants to go along the floor and touch the floor, do that. If it's okay, keep it hovering. One more. I haven't been counting, but I've got a rough idea. And then take the hands down and just let your body recover. Soft sways, or maybe legs in towards you, or knees just going slightly out to the side, just something very soft. And then we're going to go again. So bring those feet back to hip width. If you're not sure, stick them together, take your heels out to the side and the toes forward, knees part. We're going to go again. So arms reach up towards the ceiling, let the shoulders drop down, palms are facing. Left leg this time for me, whichever leg you've chosen, slide that foot away, slide it back, keep it very light. You can press this one down a little bit, it will keep things steadier and you'll feel straight away this bit is working a bit harder as soon as you press this foot down a bit. Now, can you float that leg nice and low and float it back? If you want to put it down in between, you can. I'm not going to on this one. I'm going to challenge myself a little. I'm breathing out as my leg goes away, in as it comes back. Now we're going to start to push towards the ceiling. Stop hands. Send your back downwards. Use that exhale. It will really help get everything going. And I find it really helps here to close your eyes because then you'll really concentrate on the sensations, how it feels. Last one coming up after this. Here's the last one. Well done. Now I definitely feel like I need a bigger sway out, so I'm going to put my arms in a T shape. I'm going to take my legs just a little bit wider and I'm going to use my feet to push us one side to the other. So I'm starting with my right leg, the leg I've just tapped here, my right leg. Push through the right foot. Feel the knees go over to the left. Bring your back down to the floor again. Push through your left foot, go over to the right. Let yourself roll back. Push your right foot, let your head turn the opposite direction. Come back. Push through your left foot, nearly forgot. And then we come back to the center. Bring your legs together. We're going to do a little bit on our side. We haven't got much time, but I'm going to roll over onto my side. And I like my cushion between my arm and my head. We've got bent legs. We're stacking everything up so that our feet, our bottom, our back and our head are in line. And you've just got this arm, could be like this. I have shoulder issues at the moment. They come off and on. So I tend to do all sorts of things to make it feel comfortable. Arm straight, doesn't matter. Just get everything comfortable. Right, first thing, hand on your hip. Push that hip downwards, and as you do, you think, oh, okay, this bit's suddenly working a little bit harder rather than sinking down to the floor. So it just means your pelvis is a bit sort of wonky, leaning inwards. We're going to straighten everything up. Now, I want you to press the bottom leg down, and now open your knees. Close your knees. Keep your knees together, open top foot. Close the feet. Open the top knee. Keep pressing the bottom leg downwards. That's it. Breath out as we open the knees or the feet. One more of each. And then a bit of recovery. And what you can do for that is just take the other leg forwards a little bit. I did that a bit dramatically with a big bump. And you can let your chest roll forwards if you want to, or you can stay on your side, bring it up a bit higher, give that leg a rub. And then we've got the other side to fit in. So you can now either roll away from me like that and go on to the other side. Take your time though. Or I'm going to push myself up and take myself around the other way and do the same sequence. So get your head comfy, back of your head, your spine, your hips and your feet in line. Hand on your hips. You think, oh, right, I'm all ready to go. Not quite. We're going to push that hip downwards and just straighten up the pelvis. You can keep your hand there if possible. Right, press your bottom leg down towards your mattress, down towards your floor or your mat. Now we're going to let our knees open. Then close. Let our feet open and close. So it's the top leg moving, the bottom leg presses down to the floor. Now what you need to watch out for is this happening? Are you rocking backwards and forwards as it's going on? Don't want that. We want everything straight here, really pressing our leg into the floor. This bit of your waist feels like it's working, it's not down there. Knee open, feet open, knee opens. Keep pressing down, feet open. I promise it's going to end in a moment. Last one. And then let that top leg come forwards. Give it a rub, roll over onto it a little bit if that feels comfortable, or back off, just anything that feels nice. And then bring the leg back and push yourself upwards. If you've got a cushion with you, I always think nice to sit on it. It's comfortable for the hips. And we're going to take the legs to a sort of open position. So it could be that you are in a straddle. It could be that your legs are bent. It could be that they're cross-legged. It doesn't matter. And then we're going to take our arms in a bit of an infinity shape. Just stretch them out and then open them out and give yourself a hug. You can bow your head down if you want to. I think I'm going to have cross-legged. Close your eyes. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, open up. And then we're going to close the other way. Hug on the other side, rocking, maybe a little bit of side bending. Take a breath in. Feel the back expand between your shoulder blades. Open up. Eyes open, head up, palms outwards. Scoop up the air. Breathe in. Now we're bringing our hands, I'm going for high, but they come together, high, low, or somewhere in between. And then bring them into your chest. You're all done. Another class complete. I'm hoping that when I join you next Wednesday, it feels a little bit warmer. Have a good week. Lovely to see you all.